Capricorn, the mountain goat, what's going on? Hope everyone's doing pretty good. Here's your reading for August 1st to the 15th, 2017. Okay guys, just as a general reminder, this is a general reading, so please take what resonates and leave what doesn't. I'm going to repeat that one more time. This is a general reading, guys, so please take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Us readers, we read for the masses, guys, so that means that for each zodiac sign, we read for the sun, moon, and rising. So all of them together. So the messages here, or the energies here, are for the collective. So you may, in fact, be part of the minority of that month. So what you want to do is, like I said, take little pieces that resonate with you and then apply it. Also, sometimes the messages may kind of veer off into one lane and then they may kind of come back and then I may jump on some other subject. Sometimes I do that. It just depends upon the cards, you know, the situation kind of going on. I do that because I want to get as many messages as I can out there, since they are general in, by nature. Also, guys, remember to watch your sun, moon, and your rising sign and use the same technique in terms of taking what resonates, the pieces that do, and leaving what doesn't, and put those pieces together from the sun, moon, and rising videos. And then apply it to your unique situation. Which brings me to my next one, guys. If you would like to book a private reading where all of this spreads and the messages will and are guaranteed to resonate with your unique situation, go ahead and check the description box with the link there to our booking site, and go ahead and book yourself in and we'll dive right in. Also, guys, there's a timestamp skip available for you that I provide at the bottom in the comments section. It's going to be the very first comment. It's pinned. That there, if you select the numbers there, it will take you immediately to the beginning of the reading, and you'll skip the astrology or any kind of intro, anything of that sort. So it's there for you guys if you would like to use that. One more time, I'm going to say that there's a timestamp available for you, and in the comments section posted by me, the very first comment, to skip the intro and the astrology and everything of that sort. Okay, guys. All right, this astrology is for Capricorn sun sign. Sometimes it can bleed off into a rising. Just kind of depends. If it does, I'll go ahead and say it within the sections that I have here. All right, Capricorn. So for August 2017, it's a month where your house of career may become highly powerful and the house of family may be somewhat weak. But the presence of Venus and Jupiter in your career house, this shows enhancement in terms of your professional prospects. Family and psychological aspects of life may be on the back seat this month. You may find yourself having to delicately balance self-assertion with collaboration. Things may frequently change, and it depends on your skill to manage the change this month. So in terms of career, professionally, this may be an excellent month for you, Capricorn, where in terms of where your career development is, and it may be superb. You may have to apply a lot of effort, and this shall be recognized by management. In terms of love relationships and partnerships, for single Capricorns, the Mercury retrograde this month may not have much of an influence upon your love life, where it shall remain pretty active as current romantic endeavors may become permanent. For coupled Capricorns, interference from the family, from either side, may be a source of embarrassment in your partnership. Exercising, I should say, patience, may perhaps be vital during this time. In terms of health, this month your health may be excellent. However, taking up some meditation or yoga may aid in maintaining harmonious health. So Capricorn, overall for August 2017, it forecasts a month of good health and prosperity. Okay, through that, I'm going to go ahead and bless the deck and then we'll get started. Guardian angels of love and light, ancestors lost and known in the seas of time, please intercede into this reading to provide Capricorn the clarity and direction as to which he or she seeks. And please grant me, the reader, the objectivity to read the cards and relay every single message as they're meant to be. Capricorn, we're coming to the reading with the One of Water, or the Ace of Cups. Okay, Capricorn. So it's very clear here as to what's going on. And I mean that in a good way. You can breathe. Capricorn, you are on a mission and no one is going to stop you. And I mean that in a positive way. Of course, there's always the precautionary measures that we must take. But I can see here, Capricorn, that so far, you know, once we delve into things, the intention is really good. You're coming into the reading with the One of Water, or the Ace of Cups. You have two aces here. One of Water, Ace of Cups. One of Fire, Ace of Wands. But these are the two base cards, right? Okay. So Capricorn, I can see you even have the right mindset. I mean, even you are trying to better your situation. Like I feel as though like you are tired of the crap. Like you're tired of things not working. You are tired of just, I think you've reached a point, Capricorn, where you're sick and tired of being sick and tired. And sometimes, you know, we have to reach that point. And it's that moment of realization. It's that moment of making a decision and saying, you know what? I have to move forward. There's no other direction. Because after all, Capricorn, that's the only direction that we have been provided with. Now, me saying that, you want to move forward, and yo, yes, I mean, it's here. You can see you're ready for it. You're like, where do I sign on that line? Like, how do we get this popping? I can see that. But I can also see, Capricorn, that we are somewhat stuck in the past. But before you sigh, it's a moment of clarity. It's a moment of realization, moments, let me say, because I feel like you are in the past, but it's for a specific reason. It's how you're supposed to use the past. The past is supposed to be there because then we wouldn't have anything to compare it to in terms of the future or in terms of now, and we wouldn't be able to learn lessons from the past. So, I can see in your mindset that you're trying to be, either if you have a family or if you're single or you're just with someone or you're married and no kids, whatever the case may be for you. I can see that you are just trying to have a better, you know, stable life. Like you're trying to, you want to grasp and hold onto that stability, and you're really trying to do it. I feel like you've already possibly, I mean, just by looking at this, it has been put into action already. Like the beginning stages are here. I want to say we're moving more towards advancement, but for sure the foundation has been laid. I can see. The first card in your mind, or what's crowning you, the Father of Earth. Or this is the King of Pentacles. This is someone who is dependable, someone who has their SHIT together, someone who knows what they're doing and how they're doing it, grounded. So this can be your energy. I want to say, even though you did come into the reading with the One of Water, but we're gonna get back to that. But I feel like this is your energy as well, and it's even in your mindset. Like you've decided on it. You're just trying to get this up and going because you just, I don't want to say you don't want to fight no more. I don't feel like there was fighting, but I do feel, just by looking at this, that there was a lot of crap going on. I mean, even with the Nine of Wind here in reverse. This is the Nine of Swords. Coming out of that period of anxiety and just worrying too much, like a damn worry wart. You don't want to do this anymore. And I think you've come to the point, or you have came to the point where it needs to change. And I'm glad to see this. You want everyone just to kind of work together now, and you want things just to work together. Because the worrying was just way too damn much. Like it was, I can feel it. It was just like, there was no sense of coming and going. And you couldn't have, you don't want that anymore. You can't have that anymore. It's not going to happen. And it's just, yep. When you're sick and tired of being sick and tired. And you're looking and you're seeking for that transformation. And it's in your mind. It's in your crowning cards here. And the Four of Wind, or the Four of Swords, in reverse, has to do with coming out of contemplation, coming out of thinking deeply about things, coming out of a period of just saying, of just kind of stagnation, but more of, when the Four of Swords is upright, it's more, or the Four of Wind here, they're interchangeable. When the Four of Wind is in reverse, upright, it just kind of, it has a little bit of like the Hangman kind of qualities a little bit, but it's more of inner work. Hangman is more outer, seeing what's going on externally, or seeing what's going on kind of extrovertedly in a sense. But bring it back. It's the Four of Wind. It's just making a decision and saying, it's time to move when it's in reverse. We've decided what we want to do. Now I can see this. And I can see that you are looking to the past. But you're looking to the past in terms of what worked and what didn't. And you're also taking inventory of it too. Because I think you've come to a point, and you've reached a point where you realize that, excuse me, you realize that everything that you've done up until this point has led up to this point, of course. But where are we going now? What are we doing now? What are we going to do with what we have acquired? What are we going to do with the resources and as to that's available? And the idea is there. The beginning stages of wanting this is there. This is a newfound glory. It's like a newfound enlightenment almost. I just feel like one day you woke up and you were like, okay, I can't continue on the way it's how I am right now. And I don't know why I'm kind of picking up like you being maybe in your bed, and then like, maybe at night or something before going to bed or in the morning, I can like picture you laying down on your bed and saying, okay, so what are we going to do? Like having one of those conversations with yourself, looking inward, and may look crazy from the outside. People are like, what's wrong with this guy talking to himself? But it served a purpose. You were done, or are done with that. But you're looking, like I said, to the past. You're seeing what worked, what didn't. And you're going to apply that now, because I feel like you're at a crossroads right now, in a sense. And you're applying new ideas, fresh ideas, to your new endeavors. Normally when the Six of Water is in reverse, it's a card that's kind of iffy. It's one of those cards where it just really depends upon the surrounding cards. And I'm also glad to see that the Father of Wind is upright as well. Because if that was in reverse, I would have a whole different perspective on this. Or it would, it would incite an entire different meaning. But you just want this to work because you want people to work together. I feel like you want everyone to transform. You want to change in your family, or you want to change in your environment and your stability. And it's good because, you know, you have the hope. You could be dealing maybe with an Aquarius. You could maybe be dealing with another earth sign. Possibly. Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus. Scorpio specifically. It's pretty much all I'm really seeing right now. Or you maybe could be dealing with an air sign. Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, possibly. Okay. And the good thing is, Capricorn, you have the hope. You know, like, you're so ready that it's like almost like you don't even care if you make a mistake. Like, it's like, okay, well, whatever, we're just going to move on. Because, I mean, I feel like you're kind of coming to the point where it's like, well, what we're doing right now isn't working. So if we switch up the swag and then we try something different, and then if it doesn't work, who cares? Because, I mean, we're not in a better position as of now. And I don't mean that you're in a horrible position. I'm just saying, like, you're looking at it logically like that, which I would look at it like that too, even though, I mean, I'm not Capricorn. I have a couple placements, but I'm Virgo, so I'm earth sign. I get it. Shoot, I completely understand. And don't forget, you guys are, you know, the ruler of the earth signs. We look to you for the guidance. You guys are all about the tradition, about how things work. But I feel, Capricorn, like, you guys can be a little bit stubborn sometimes in terms of tradition and like, okay, this is how it's always done, so we're going to do it like this. But I feel like this time around, there's new ideas. You're taking other things into consideration. I'm kind of picking up that maybe this year with all these retrogrades and all the crap that happened going on, I mean, that's still going on. It's brought you to certain positions in your life where things have been stripped of you, or from you, I'm sorry. Things have been stripped from you, and you were then forced to, especially with Jupiter transiting, you were forced to be without them. Without things that you once saw or seen or depended on, that were there. But when they were gone, yeah, you now appreciated them, but now that they're gone, what are we going to do now? Because now the conventional ways of thinking or the conventional way of doing things is not possible. Or we need to switch it up because now the things that were there, you know, that add to the basis of traditional methods of thinking or going about things, since they're no longer there, you know, what are we going to do now? Like, okay, you get my point. I don't want to preach too much, but I can see that the hope is there. But when I look at this star card, like, I'm getting more of like I said, like, you don't even care if it messes up. And most importantly, though, you have seen now with the 3 of fire here that you made that decision, and now you're setting yourself up, Capricorn. And I feel like you are open-minded maybe a little bit more this month, or upon these endeavors. You have a little bit more optimism and maybe trusting other people or hearing what they have to say. Now, I'm not saying that you necessarily have to completely take everything that they do or what people say, their opinions that they give to you, completely into consideration, therefore into action or into supplementation. But it's just you want to hear people out. You're like, okay, all right, like, I feel like whatever you've been stripped of, it showed you that you must rely on other things like higher power, higher consciousness, higher attainment of the self, depend on the self, and of something grander and bigger than a plan. Because, I mean, a goal without a plan is just a wish. And I feel like you kind of understand that now. But we have to remember, Capricorn, I mean, yeah, you are open to it, of course. And I do see it here with the Ace of Cups or the One of Water. You are willing to try new things, but we have to remember also, Capricorn, this is good, don't get me wrong. But what ends up happening, Capricorn, is when we have the 8 of Fire here, in conjunction with the 3 of Fire, it's good. But this is a lot of energy. Once again, it's good. But what we can tend to do sometimes, and I mean even with the one of fire, we can tend to get so enthusiastic and so optimistic and just like go, 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 like you found this newfound movement. I mean, the movement just go, 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 which is good. But we need to stop sometimes and take inventory of our progress, Capricorn. Because when we start on new, endeavors, or we have new ideas that we act upon the new ideas, we take somewhat of a risk. And I think you know that and you understand that. Given that it's a little bit of a radical movement, because it's not so traditional, or it goes against conventional, like when people write essays and things of that nature, or scholars, they usually say contrary to conventional belief, like one of those things. That's kind of what it is. My whole point in saying that, Capricorn, is when we try new things, it's like I said, it's a good thing, but we can become so consumed in the movement. It's just natural human tendency to be like that and to do that, because it keeps the energy going, keeps the hurt strong, you know what I mean? But at the same time, we're ignorant to certain facts. And when I say we're ignorant, I don't mean it in a negative with a negative connotation or in a negative way. We're ignorant to, because it's new, we don't know what to look out for necessarily until it presents itself, and then we could have avoided it. But that's that's how we learn. But that's okay, because that's why you want to communicate better with people, and you also want to you're open to taking their opinions into consideration. Why? Because you want the transformation, because you just want everyone to work together. This is really great right here. I mean, the whole spread is freaking dope, but I don't want to say beware of that. It sounded really weird. Be careful of that. Be mindful of that. That we won't see things chipping away when the experience is new. But that's the beauty of it. Kind of be like the fool card. Just take that leap of faith and just be like, yo, whatever happens, happens. But I think you're kind of like that. Right now you have that mindset. But I do see that you are looking to the past. And it's a good thing, because now you're going to change it. You're going to cut those karmic ties, or cut those patterns, those generational patterns. You want to sever them. You want them to just not even dissipate. You want them to, like, poof, be gone. You just want it to disappear. You just want to tell them, you are excused, and then or I don't know why I got that TV show, you are the weakest link, goodbye, like that kind of thing. You're like, bye boo, I'm out. I'm starting something new. But let's just be mindful of that, Capricorn. That's it. Just be mindful of it. Because it happens. But it's okay if it happens. It's how you learn. But just make sure that you keep this one of water energy kind of going as well. It's very dualistic, because I mean, fire and water, they're opposite, but they do both require oxygen. They both do, they're very different in terms of elements, but they do require a lot of the same things, a lot of the same individual tiny molecules and elements. So it's important to incorporate both of them together and have a healthy and conducive amalgamation of them. But this is what's going to help carry you on, Capricorn, is the hope there that everything's going to be okay. And if it's not, it's okay too. Also, the Star card has to do with being vulnerable as well. But I think that you've reached that point when you have that moment of like, okay, yeah, we need to do something different. Conventional belief or conventional means it's not working anymore, so now we need to switch this up, which is okay. But keep this going, because you are willing to be vulnerable. That's a good thing. Just keep it going. And don't get so consumed in this fast-pacedness where you lose sight of, you may skip over the small, tiny little details that can lead to preventable preventable circumstances. Because, I mean, you don't want to have this be a waste. And then we start back here, which is not a problem. But we're at the beginning in terms of our emotion. We're at the beginning of being open to more things and to other people's opinions and to offering or letting other people interject. We're also open to new ways of doing things. But let's keep this going. Don't get so consumed in this one way where it's like, okay, now then you kind of like, it's like an overconfidence where like you kind of then say, well, I already know what I'm doing now. You know, I'm going to get there like this, A, B, and C, and D. And you know, like, we're going to get there with, that's E. And I mean, look at me, I'm the shit. Like, you know, I mean like that. You understand what I'm saying. Don't bring an air of arrogance into it. Because you can always learn from other people. I mean, a lot of people learn from you, but you know, a wise man learns from his mistakes, but a wiser man learns from other people's mistakes. Okay? This card. Yep. I was trying to grab the deck and I couldn't. This one wanted to stick. And look, the Four of Fire. This is a really good card. The Four of Fire, specifically, or the Four of Wands, it's a celebratory moment. This is the how can I say it? This is the initial stages of completion. This is, I mean, Three of Fire, Four of Fire. Hey, shoot. This is the first stage of happiness. We've come to this precipice in life where we say, okay, I'm happy right now. I've had the first stages, the initial stages of completion. But we want to keep it, like I said, we want to keep it going. So it's important to watch out for things that may arise or that may present themselves where things can possibly go awry or where things can take a quick turn. And due to, you know, like I said, our immature nature in terms of understanding these new ventures, just be careful with that. So still be open to other people's opinions. This is really good. Like, I really like this. Okay, super happy for you. This is great. This is very interesting. So the advice, I mean, what advice can you really give? It's a great spread. I mean, I don't mean to toot your own horn, but damn. Reminds me of that song, Toot Toot. Hey, beep beep. Okay, that's dumb, but okay. I want to say, remember when I was saying, Capricorn, about not closing yourself off to other people's opinions, which I'm not saying that you're not doing that now or that you are doing that now. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, because it served a specific purpose, Capricorn, don't then disregard the perpetuation of it, right? And I feel that that's why these cards came up and in this specific order. Let me do this. Just gonna separate it. Nine of Cups, or Nine of Water in reverse, Mother of Water in reverse, Brother of Water upright, Six of Pentacles upright, or Six of Earth. When this card came out and it popped out, I was kind of like, oh wow, okay. But then God told me, Father God said, hold on now, Mark, don't rush it. I said, okay. What makes us feel like this, Capricorn? When we have the Nine of Cups, or the nine of Cups, or Nine of Water in reverse. It can signify a lack of commitment. Sorry guys, my table keeps moving. Okay. It can signify a lack of commitment, or the beginning stages of beginning to think that you maybe don't want to commit. And this is also representative of feeling like you don't have emotional fulfillment. But you can. because it's all about a perspective. Mother of Water or Queen of Cups in reverse. Not maintaining that cohesion or cohesiveness in terms of how emotion is expressed and how it's held and how it's respected and how it's placed upon almost a pedestal where honesty can come from and feelings can be expressed. But you already kind of got that. Because, I mean, you're the one of water right here. This is how you came into the reading. Let's maintain that. That's all I was saying. I felt like that was the stress here before the advice cards was maintain that. Don't lose that. I feel like that's the new thing. It's also building sympathy and empathy, understanding other people's positions, to work together, and so it can be successful, so you can prevent this. This is the growth. I mean, even the transformation card, I mean, just in general is water, but it's water. The star card has air. It's, you know, Aquarius ruled. It's air, but it's being vulnerable. In the Robert Wyatt deck, I want to show you guys in case you don't know, or you guys know, you've seen the card millions of times. It's just you probably don't know my name by the name in terms of like instead of picturing it in your head. The person or the woman in there has 1 foot out of the, you know, in the water, 1 foot on land. Then she's pouring water on the land and then pouring water in the water. It signifies vulnerability, and it signifies being connected to your emotional self and also being connected to your grounded self. Emotion, but doing it properly, having the proper perspective. Oh my God, I can't even speak today. Perspection mark, really? Having the proper perspective in terms of how we apply it and how we respect it and uphold the integrity of it. Most importantly, because when we respect something, we don't disregard it, or we don't try and hurt it per se. We don't want to hurt it because it's fragile, and water is fragile anyway, and water is extremely fluid, just in motion. So it'll prevent you from moving forward, period. Here, guys, I pulled it up right here. You guys can see that, but right there, see how she has 1 foot out, 1 foot in? She represents the ultimateness. That makes sense. This is vulnerability at its highest form, or in its most respectable form. It has a lot of emotion to do it. It's star, it's the hope. And hope only comes from being vulnerable and relying on faith. And faith only. But if you don't maintain it, you're going to lose it. Then you're going to have to go back and be like the Knight or the Brother of Cups or water, where you're going to have to then seek it and search it. But also, it's always going to be something that you're going to be working on and seeking and searching for. Because how to maintain something, yeah, that's one way to do it, but like how the conventional means no longer work, you're going to have to then make sure that you guide yourself properly to make sure that it maintains itself, because it's going to always change. People's wants and needs are going to change, and so are yours. But you're going to have to be amenable to it, and vice versa, of course. Because we want to maintain the transformation. That sounds like an oxymoron, maintain the transformation. It's a little strange. But maintain the quest for it. Because the transformation does have a lot to do with emotion in terms of your spread here. And I mean, the Six of Earth just sums it all up. That's like the Six of Pentacles. Giving. Being charitable. Giving when you have more than enough, or even if you just have enough to give. But willing to give just because you do it from your heart. The emotion. All right, let's see, let's pull a Jesus card here. See what he has for you. Unto you it is given to know the mysteries of the kingdom of God. Mark 4:11. Come unto me, all that you labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Matthew 11:28. I mean, Capricorn, it all starts from love. Love is kind, you know. It doesn't hurt. It isn't jealous. Unconditional love especially. Not impeding upon someone's growth. Because unconditional love is knowing when to let go sometimes. And when you do this, Capricorn, out of love, and you do this out of respect, not only is it good for yourself, but it's good for the entire group, right? With the Three of Coins. I mean, Three of Coins. It's that same thing, but Three of Pentacles, Three of Earth, whatever the case may be. But it's good for the entire group. Because the beginning intention, the initial intentions, came from love and being open. I mean, open channel. For crying out loud. It has to do with those situations where you're open to the ideas. Sorry guys, it's a little blurry here. Hate when that happens. There we go. And this is what God's love is all about. Anything, any higher power, any higher consciousness. It's the bottom root. It's the bottom root. The bottom infrastructure of it. Because the mysteries of the kingdom of God means that we never know what good can come of this. Let's just experience something. But most importantly, like I keep saying, maintain it. And when you feel like you're losing grip, or you feel like you're drowning in life situations, don't worry, because your lifeguard walks on water. And I guess so does the Robert with Aquarius card as well. But that was just a joke. But still, when you give from love, Capricorn, you know, when you give your issues and what you labor and what you heavy laden, what lays heavy upon you, when you give it to God and to a higher power, whoever you confide in, that's a lot of love coming from them, because they're willing to take that from you and to bear that from you. Now maybe it's your turn, which I can see you're kind of doing it, to do that for other people. That'll change you a lot as well, and teach you a lot, and also you become the example, and we all look to you for the guidance. Okay, Capricorn, I think that sums it up. Check out Mark chapter 4, Matthew chapter 11, and I know there's going to be something good in there for you. Okay? That's about it. Yeah, that's all I'm picking up. Okay. All right, we'll see you on the second half or mid-month of this month, or any other random video I put out. Freaking awesome, awesome spread. Keep it up, okay? Because when you give, oh my God, it reminded me of that Christian song. You give, what is it? You give to the Lord. I kind of lost it right now. It's really early in the morning, but when you give, it'll come back to you. You know? It will. It always does, Capricorn. Okay? We'll see ya. Deuces.